Now let's see this direct address mode and indirect address mode. So these are very important addressing modes, and every computer, almost every computer provides it. Without these two addressing modes, it will be very difficult to operate. So sometimes this direct addressing mode is also called as absolute addressing mode. Absolute addressing mode. So absolute means the actual address is given. Okay. So effective address is nothing but the address given. So let's see this. So first one is direct addressing mode. If you have an instruction add x, where x is a number here. Okay, if you have an instruction add x where x is a number, and if it is given that the addressing mode we are using is direct addressing mode, then it means that we are supposed to go to the memory and access the word which is present at address x. So we are supposed to go to the memory and access the word which is present at the address x and then add it to this. This is the meaning of it. Got it? So what is the advantage of it? We can directly specify whatever the address, whatever the wherever the operand is present. So in this case, you can think of it like this: effective address is equal to x itself. Therefore, no more computations required. Directly take the address, go to the memory and execute it. What is the limitation of this? If you have an instruction of some fixed size, right, then the size of the operand is going to be fixed. Therefore, the address that you have to provide as in the part of the instruction should occupy a part of the instruction itself. Let us say we have only 10 bits allocated for this part. Then what is the disadvantage of it? We can only specify an address within a range of 0 to 1023, isn't it? 0 to 2 power 10 minus 1. This is the disadvantage of this. But what is the advantage? We are not storing the address anywhere else. We are directly getting it in the part of the instruction. That is the advantage. Therefore, it has got both advantages and disadvantages, but it is mainly used whenever we want to access some variables, right? Generally, variables are stored in the memory, and then whenever required, we get them into the registers, right? In that case, it is going to be useful. Okay. And the next one is indirect addressing mode. So indirect addressing mode is very important, using which we can implement the pointers, mainly the pointers, and sometimes we can even implement passing the parameters. So where we are going to pass the address as a parameter, right? Sometimes in C language, if you look at it, if you want to pass arrays as a parameter, we are not going to pass the array, we are going to pass the address of an array. Right? Okay, without talking about it, I'll just take the example and explain you. Now what is indirect mode means is, let us say you have an address, you have an instruction add x. Now if it is given that this instruction is following the indirect addressing mode as a part of the opcode somewhere, if it is already given, if you know that, then the meaning of this part is, assume that this number x is 300. Okay, now it means that you are supposed to go to the memory and you have to go to the address 300, and then there you are going to find some number, right? And this number is not going to be the operand. In case of direct addressing or absolute addressing, this particular number 400 is going to be the operand, but in this case 400 is not the operand. We are supposed to take this number and again go into the memory and go to the location specified by this number. Let's say 400 is here, right? Then this 500 has to be taken. Got it? So what is the meaning of this exactly? We have to go into the memory and get the word which is specified at x, which is nothing but 400, and again we have to go into the memory and then get the word which is specified by that 400, which means we'll get 500 then. So 500 is the operand, right? So that equal to plus accumulator equal to accumulator. Now what is the disadvantage of this? Disadvantage is we are accessing the memory 2 times, right? So it is going to take a long time compared to the other instructions, because 2 memory accesses are required in order to get the operand. Therefore the time taken will be more. But what is the advantage of this? Using this we can implement the pointers, isn't it? So what is a pointer? Pointer is a variable which contains an address to some other variable, isn't it? In this case, this particular space is actually pointing to some other word. Therefore it is acting as a pointer, right? And also we can use it to pass the parameters. Whenever you want to pass the address of a array to some other, let us say, function, then we can use this functionality. In C programming language, in fact, we are going to use this in order to pass the parameters whenever we want to pass the pointers, as well as in order to implement the pointers. So without this functionality, pointers are not possible, and therefore this is the most basic addressing mode which is used in all the computers. And there are a lot of questions on this. Almost every question will be on this whenever they ask about this addressing mode. Okay, fine.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%. But all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay, IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.